quite a few things really. Weight was the main thing. I've always been overweight my whole life. I think, well, society-wise at least, I think the smallest I ever got was a size 14, and I was quite happy at that. And then that was at uni. Went to work, sitting down all day or working in the lab all day. So I was then knackered, and I would just sit down the rest of the night and stuff my face, basically. I was putting on more and more weight. So I've tried Weight Watchers, Slimming World, Rosemary Conley, and then I've gone back to a few of them as well, because I'd always lose some weight, but then just put it back on again, and then after a while put more on again. And last year, actually 2 years ago, I was at my heaviest, and I thought, I can't keep doing this. And then last year I set a new record for my heaviest, and I was like, no, I really need to stop this and sort this out now. And like I say, I'd been seeing some of what Jill had been doing through mutual contacts on LinkedIn and things like that, and thought I need to give this a try. So I got in contact and said, what can you help me with? What can you do? Other than that, over the last 6 years or so, I've gone through a divorce. I've moved out on my own for the first time in probably 30 years. That was a struggle, and that definitely made things harder for me anyway. I've gotten used to it. I quite like living on my own. I don't think I could live with somebody or a partner again. I might, I'm happy like this. And I was just looking for what else I could work on myself, I suppose. I'd worked through a few things over the last 6 years, and now it was time to get started on my weight and why it was an issue. I lost a lot of confidence. I was never the most confident person anyway, but I didn't go out as much as I used to. I mean, I think COVID helped with that as well, made everybody a little bit more homebody. But yeah, I was avoiding going out. If people invite me to things, I'd be like, well, I haven't got anything to wear because I'd outgrown my clothes. I hadn't bought any new ones because I refused to, or the ones I had weren't really clothes that you'd wear out. They were just nice lounge around at home clothes. So I was like, I've got nothing. I've literally got nothing to wear that I can fit in, and the things that I can won't make me feel confident, won't make me feel comfortable, and so I would avoid going out. Like I say, my confidence was pretty low. I just started a new job where thankfully I didn't have to be on camera, so I could get away with that as well. So I was becoming more and more hermit-like almost. I wasn't going as many places as I should. My social life, I have friends who would invite me out all the time, and I'd be like, maybe, or if it was just a lunch, then that's fine, but I just wouldn't really go anywhere. I was never a big clubber or anything like that, but I do like to go and sit in a bar and have a drink with people, and I just stopped doing that. Questioning my own thoughts. So when I think, oh, well, that's not going to change, why should I bother? It's like, well, is that true? If it's the one thing you can do, that will change it. And then I'll be like, oh, actually, if I just did that, which is pretty easy. For example, I now go out for a walk in my lunch break at work, because my previous excuse was I don't have time. But I work from home. Why don't I have time? All right, my social life is picking up again, so I am going out the odd evenings, but it's not every night. So I do actually have time to do a quick 30-minute walk at lunchtime. And if it means I then have to stay another 15 minutes to finish off some work at the end of the day, that's fine. It's not going to cause a problem. I've got some lovely places around here to walk as well. I'm right by a river, right by the River Mersey. So why not walk along there? It's a 30-minute walk. It's not going to mess up my day. In fact, it will improve it, because it got me out, which is something I was not doing anyway. Got me out in nature, and I did feel better after it. And it was also quite effective. Even going back near the beginning, I was going 3 times a week And even that, just that little change was making a difference. I think the confidence and just knowing that, I mean, it's maybe not something tangible, but understanding that I can do this and that there will be times when I feel like I can't, but I need to either remind myself that it doesn't have to be a massive step that day. It doesn't have to be something huge. As long as I do something for me, in which, in this case, maybe go for a walk, have something healthy to eat, or, you know, have the protein drink, and just understanding that it's not all or nothing. I guess that's a big change for me. So that's probably the biggest thing for me at all, is that it's not all or nothing. If I screw it up on one day, I don't have to throw in the towel. It's not a screw up. It was what my body needed at the time, and tomorrow I can do it differently. You won't regret it. Just the level of support that she gives, it's very tailored. I mean, there were things that she and I talked about on our sessions that, I mean, she probably has talked about them with others as well, but she had such an understanding of it and a way of making me see things differently that I've never had before in any sort of weight loss coaching, well, Weight Watchers, etc. You just don't get that. You get a generic, this is what you need to do. Yes, you might feel a bit miserable about it, but think about the long, you know, the big picture and stuff like that. Whereas with Gillian, it was very school. It doesn't need to be miserable. Just do this one thing, this one change. See how you get on with that. Okay, that's working. Do you think you can keep it up? Okay, let's try this change as well then. So it was very incremental, and which made it a lot easier to incorporate it into my life and a lot easier to understand the effects it had. So do it. It's just, I'm glad I did it. I can't imagine where I'd be now if I hadn't done it.